16th. I'm sitting at that book from last year again. 16-mile-an-hour winds. But he didn't mind that, so I'm giving another crank. It doesn't seem likely, but he did it last year. So, we'll see what happens. It's decent out, 40 degrees. I hope I see something. It can be kind of disheartening when you set a spot a bunch because you know a big buck uses it once in a while. Because you don't really see deer. You're sitting where there's a big buck or a spot he uses because it's thick, stupid stuff. But it'd be nice to see something. As you can see, it's windy. I was watching all this in front of me, and those deer were standing about 10 yards behind me. And I moved my foot, and she must have saw me. That scared the hell out of me. I saw a couple deer. Oh, there they go. They were maximum 10 yards right behind me. That's the way I walked in, so she went over my tracks. I'm in full set lock and I got boots. That scared me. The whole damn woods cut loose on me in a hell of a hurry there. If that was the big boy, I would have been sick, but it's a doe and a fawn. But at least they're using this. I can't. I've been sitting very still. Very still, just watching. That was close. Yeah. Alright, it's October 19th. We have a west wind today. The deer are starting to move more during daylight, which is good. I have a cell cam in this area. I got a ton of does, but I'm going to leave that area alone. Hoping a buck shows up, so I'm going to leave it. But I have a stand half a mile from there where I think bucks might be swinging to go. If they get interested in those does, we're still a little early. I had a buck here last year, might be the biggest one I ever find. He was probably in that 170 range. He showed up the day before archery, and then he just came at night after that. No more daylight pictures. Some people rifle on here, and they must have got a picture of him because a couple weeks before rifle season, they were up here archery hunting, 4 or 5 of them. It was cold and they were wearing blaze orange. They had bows from the 80s, which is actually pretty cool. I mean, I give them props, but they were trying to put that monster down, and I think they kicked him. Maybe not. I was playing it so safe, just waiting for the right time. But Papa Clan, man, that's what happens. So I'm gonna sneak in here. This is a really, really good stand, but I've got nothing here on camera worth shooting. In August, actually, I had a silhouette picture of one that might go around 140, you know, but it was a poor picture, but it looked like a pretty good cage. So we're gonna slip in here, get up the tree in the saddle. I actually have actually have a camera at the location. So I'm going to get to pull that card and see what's been around on my mock scrape. But I haven't been here for 2 months, maybe. So I don't know if anything's been hitting it or not. So I'll give her a crank. Alright, so here's the judgment call. I have a camera at this location. Last year, when the leaves fell off the pre-rut. Okay, so this is a big flat. It goes into a valley, and on the other side of the valley is a bunch of pre-rut. Cut 2-3 years ago, so it's tall aspens. When the leaves are on that stuff, the deer funnel along that edge. Now the leaves aren't off, but they'll be off in a couple days. Last year, this place was hot, this little flat. So I set a camera here. I was gonna set in this tree today, but there's nothing here. I got a picture of an 8, a decent 8, like everywhere, a couple weeks ago. And actually a deer was here about an hour ago. But I think since the leaves are on, they're riding that edge more. This will get hot once the leaves fall off and once it snows. So I'm gonna push to the edge of that ridge where I started hunting last year, and I saw a lot of deer doing that. And hopefully they funnel around the edge, and hopefully there's a buck that wasn't on this camera, because that one's nice, but he ain't big enough. So if I didn't have the camera here, I'd have sat here at night and I wouldn't have seen much. There's been a couple deer here in the last 3 days, but I think they're hugging that edge, so we're gonna give it a shot. I could be wrong, but this isn't likely. So I made it into my saddle. That tree I hunted in last year. I don't know why I picked it. I mean, I know why I picked it. And I have the benefit of seeing how the deer went through here, but this is better. The wind is basically calmed to nothing. So I'll hear them coming. This stuff's like walking through the leaves in your yard after you rake a pile. I mean, you just gotta go get set up. This is about 80, maybe, acres of logging. There's another 40 maybe to the north of me. Alright, so here we are back at the truck. That's an Amazon USB charging shop light. I think they're 30 bucks. Clutch. Worked great for this. Getting my stuff loaded back up. So I saw 2 little bucks, and I saw a doe and a fawn and a yearling, which I would assume is her fawn from last year. But none of that matters. I mean, it does. So some of them came out of the reprod down this, I call it an on-ramp before. There's like a valley that goes into the reprod. The does and fawns came through that. The bucks went around the edge of it. And they both intersected a couple hundred yards from where I hunted last year. And the axis is perfect. So I marked it on Onyx. Now I have clean entry, meaning with the northwest. I slide in. They have no idea I'm there. I'm about 300 yards from bedding. And when they leave that to go up and feed in these other places, they dump through that location. I got a 40-yard shot in there, 45. A solid tree, up a little higher. None of those deer made me. So this is the 3rd year. I didn't see a buck worth shooting. But I figured out where to hunt this spot. That's the place. Unless something major changes, that'll be the place for years. Now that's maybe my 5th or 6th one of those I have. That's solid. Like, I get in, my entry is perfect, my exit's perfect, no deer across my track. I'm up a tree where I can shoot. Then the key is just leave it alone. You know, and then when you know something big is in there, or you hunt it a few times like I did tonight, or send somebody that wants to take their first deer or something in there, that spot is 9 out of 10. So, well worth. It was a long day. We slaughtered all day at work. So I was there 7 to 3:30 killing hogs. And it was well worth hauling my butt out here and figuring out a little more. So I do have a cell cam down south of that, towards that bedding. If a big one does show in here, I'll show up right there and I'll kill him. I have a really good chance. Or I'll send my brother in there. We kind of team hunt, so that's probably him messaging me. He saw some deer tonight too. He said he saw a little buck chasing a doe, so it's heating up. I still think it's gonna be a couple days, but deer activity's been amazing the last 2 days. It's the 19th, so the 18th and 19th. Deer in the fields all over. I don't know why. It's well, barometric pressure's diving, but anyway, I gotta get home, get to sleep. Yeah, there's my outfit again. Yeah, the nice thing about these shop lights is I'm really OCD, so a lot of times I'll load up all my stuff and I'll drive back to make sure I didn't leave anything on the ground. You know, because it happens once in a while. With this, these things are awesome. It's just it's a wand and you plug it in, but I actually bought it for my sauna, but works really good for dressing and undressing. Alright, it's October 22nd, and if there was a cold front going on right now, I'd be out hunting. It's Saturday, but it's been warm, so we've had 5 days of warm, or that's what we'll have total. My cell cameras, I've had basically only night deer movement. It's also youth season, so that has something to do with it. But I think this is where the game is won, to be quite honest. So there's 5 days here. I am not going to hunt. My house is a mess. I'm going to clean up my house. I have, you can hear the dryer going downstairs. I have my scent lock. I'm getting that ready. I'm washing my saddle. I'm washing all my clothes in scent-free detergent. I'm hanging it outside. Today's Saturday, so there's my alarm for 5 in the morning. I got up at 4:15. I'm getting everything ready. I'm gonna work a full day today. Working as much as I can now so I can hunt. Tuesday we have a cold front coming. Monday night Monday morning is 54, and then by Monday afternoon it's going to be 38, and then the next morning colder. And we have a really good cold front coming on, so 23rd, 24th, on the 25th. From the 25th on, it's game time. These bucks should be going now. They're probably doing some, we're getting bucks at night sparring. They're rutting and rubbing, but it's hot out. And since it's hot out, the likelihood of me, in my head anyway, catching one during the day is maybe 2%. It sucks. So I'm leaving everything alone. Sunday, tomorrow, I'm going to run and pull a couple of cameras where I think it's kind of a last-ditch effort to see if one of my big ones showed up from last year in places that I haven't seen them. And I might pull one there. I've listed all the times and dates that my bucks have shown up last year. So I know the days, I know about the times. That one buck I'm hunting, he shows up in one spot. It's usually an afternoon, so I have an idea where to hunt. I have stands prepped. This is where spring scouting comes in. I know where they've been bedding. I know kind of where this game goes. So getting everything prepped now, so I'm fairly scent free. Everything's washed, hung up. It's gonna be a good week. Last year was so mundane. It was just flat, and the weather has such an effect, in my opinion, on deer movement that this warm weather, which is right during youth season, I hope kids have a good time and they do well, but this is not ideal for that. Except they can sit out there and it's beautiful out. But on Tuesday when this drops, it's gonna be on. I'm really excited for this cold front. I think it's going to work out to where the deer are doing night activity now. They're kind of, the pre-rut is here, but they're not hammering. Not in the mornings and not in the evenings. They're doing everything at night because it's warm out. But Tuesday when this dives, yeah, we're gonna hammer. So these are lists of my 2 target bucks when they showed up in daylight. Which way the winds were, what the temps were. We've done that. We did that for a couple of my bucks. We did that for a couple of my brother's bucks. So we have an idea, and there's 3-4 day windows where these bucks were daylighting pretty much every day last year. And if we can mirror that, or if it's usually within a day or two, and we're hunting in those locations, we have a really good chance. So I think the odds go up compared to what we were hunting before, throwing these random hunts at far positions on bucks we know kind of where they're feeding, but it's really hard early season. It gets easier now. Not easy, you got to know what you're doing, but stands are prepped where the access is good, where we can get in and hunt and get out, and we're on the bottom end of their travel corridor. So if there's a northwest wind, I have stands prepped for south too, but whatever their travel corridor, if it's a circle, we're coming from the outside and we're hunting them, and then we're backing out. So we're catching that edge, and calling works now. This is an exciting time. I hope I get some video of some cool stuff, because it's a pain to have the camera and pop it out all the time, but it's really cool to have kind of the progression of how this happens. And I think I'll try to put this video out on Monday. Film some scouting on Sunday, and I might hunt Sunday evening some random place, but come Tuesday it's on, and yeah, it should be good. So we'll see what happens, but I'm gonna finish up getting my prep stuff done this morning, hang my clothes outside on the line because I'm old school and cheap, and then head to work and put in a long day. And then maybe Sunday, if we're not done with all our stuff, I'll go and work Sunday and whatever it takes, so that when the weather turns, because when that cold front blows in, like if that cold front blows in Monday and you got to sit at work Tuesday morning because you don't have the ability to get everything done, that would drive me absolutely nuts. So I'm gonna go in, get as much done as I can, whatever I have to do, and try to hunt Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think I got to work Friday, and then I can hunt the next following week I have off. So things should get interesting. If I don't have one down in the next 2 weeks, I will be surprised. But I watched the videos I put out, and looks like, you know, I get on does and fawns and little bucks, but this next 2 weeks that changes. Like if you know where those does and fawns are, those big ones click through too, and they have something else on their mind. So we'll see. We're gonna try to take one of them black hornets on that heavy ass Easton Axis arrow that I'm shooting out of that V3 set at 78 pounds, and yeah, we're gonna see how that setup works. We're gonna try to get a test case for that Ranch Fairy arrow. So, well, let her buck.